I didn't think I'd be making any videos for the rest of today, but TYT put out their coverage of the Cleveland, Ohio shooting with Steve Stevens rather. And I was very surprised because I was considering the idea that they were just going to ignore it. So I get happy when I first see it, but I notice something is off, something is just missing, and I realize they blurred out his picture. And I said, okay, well, maybe they're doing that just because it's the thumbnail and they don't want to risk copyright or something to that effect. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt even going in. Now, I listen to this video. I hear the three commentators talk, Sank and Grace and somebody else. And I start noticing as Grace is reading the text that was provided to her, she says, the shooter said, the shooter did. I think to myself, we don't have the person's picture nor his name, and he's on the loose. And I'm telling you, the comment section was almost preaching to the choir as I read it. Because what people were saying about you are aiding in this man being able to go free because you're not spreading the information of who he is really isn't accurate in my view. I know they're not purposely trying to do that, but you have to wonder why would they do that? And I think it's because it fits the narrative a lot better if we can just skirt by any cases where a black person ends another black person, especially in such a, manner. The only times I can recall where they reported a black person killing someone else was the one that did to the two journalists on live TV, um, the Dallas shooting, and I think the Baton Rouge shooting. But notice all of those had commonalities in that the majority of victims were white. Now, I am not trying to suggest that TYT is racist. No, I think what it is that the people there who are mostly white, we can tell by watching and seeing the program, are probably really trying so desperately hard not to be seen as racist. And for that reason, they'll make sure that you don't see any cases or examples where, they outright say this is a black guy that killed another black guy, because then someone that looks like me will think, hey, what do you mean? What are they talking about? And get offended, and then, oh, that's one less subscriber. And it's kind of disturbing because you can only pander for so long. They couldn't pander in the case of the Dallas shooting or the other shootings we had last year where there was an African American involved, because they were high profile, and it couldn't be pushed back. It couldn't be denied. But they are really trying to ride out. I think it really ties into this little theory they have that if they're able to get enough minorities just of all credences to think they care about them, then they'll be able to win the upcoming presidential election. And if you're really doing that just to get a few more votes, that makes you no better than Hillary or Obama or Bill or any other candidate that we could tell later on faked caring about the things for which people were worried about and concerned of.